What up? What up? What up? Hey, what up, Stephanie? Let me know if you can hear me. Yep. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come in, see if anybody jumps in. I wanted to talk a little bit about Charlie's intervention. Okay, cool. You can hear me. That's good. Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about. We only got a few people in. I'll wait a few more minutes. But there was a reason why I didn't go live last night. So I was going to go live last night. I was going to talk about all the trans stuff that has come out about the shooter and the shooter's roommate and the chats they've been in, the apps they use. So, but there was a story that came out yesterday that Candace Owens reported on, and then Elijah Schaffer reported on it, and it's an article that comes from Max Blumenthal, which I will say this, I don't trust that guy. But the information that came out was pretty interesting, in my opinion. Pretty interesting. So apparently there was a secret meeting in the Hamptons with a lot of the most prominent right-wing influencers. So your big name right-wing content creators or influencers had a meeting in the Hamptons. So, and at that meeting there was an intervention for Charlie Kirk, because Charlie had began to speak out against Israel and what they've been doing in Palestine. So there was like, I'm not sure full video, but what I heard did not make me feel okay about it. Yep. Yeah, I don't know if it's true. I'll say this. I don't know. All right. Now, she claims to have like communications between her and Charlie Kirk. Like her and Charlie Kirk going back and forth about the Israel issue, about the, in my opinion, the genocide of Palestine. Basically what they're doing over there, they're trying to do a regime, they're eventually going to switch it to a regime change and basically wipe Palestine and Gaza off the map. They've pretty much already done it, which I've never agreed with. Now, most people know my stance, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there anyway. My stance is I don't give a shit about Gaza, Palestine, Israel, you just bunch the whole Middle East together, and I don't give a shit about any of those countries. But I never wanted to even get into any kind of other war with like Israel. Like, I don't want to be over there fighting Israel's wars. And it sounded like, from what the article said and what a couple people have confirmed so far, it sounds like Charlie wasn't too wild about that either. Now, does that mean Charlie was ready to flip on Israel altogether and this and that? I don't know. I mean, we will never know now. But we have to kind of just wait and see what kind of information comes out. Candace, in my opinion, Candace Owens has been a little off. Okay, and the reason I say that is because I don't trust Candace Owens. I don't trust Tucker Carlson. I don't trust these guys anymore. There's a lot of stuff that has come out about Candace, and I've watched her and how she treats people and how she interacts with people, and the way she treated Nick Fuentes when Nick was on her show really spoke volumes to what type of person she is. She invited Nick Fuentes on her show. Nick comes on her show. He sent her a text before he sent her a text before he was going to go on her show and said, "Hey, is this a friendly sit down and talk? And am I going to be kind of under fire? I kind of want to prepare. Is this like a friendly meeting?" And she said, "Oh, I would never play like the gotcha type of journalism on you." And he shows up, and that's exactly what she does. And it didn't go good for her. It didn't go well for her. Like, Nick pretty much handled her and handled the interview very well. And no matter what your opinion is on Nick Fuentes, he's been right about Candace. And when she comes out and says something, I kind of take it with a grain of salt. I wait until some more information comes out, because it's just, I do that with everybody. But the reports are that there was a secret meeting in the Hamptons with all the prominent right-wing influencers to try to lock down everybody's support for Israel. What a lot of people don't realize is that most of the right-wing content creators get most of their funding from big Jewish organizations, from big, powerful Jewish organizations. They'll get the majority of their funding for their shows, whatever they're doing. Their rallies, their shows, their college campus tours. And Charlie was one of those people that took some funding from Israel. I mean, there for a while, he was very pro-Israel. Well, towards the end of his life, he started to speak out about what they were doing and doing over there on the Gaza Strip. So, and the thing is like, you just don't know really what was going on, and until people release more information. You have Max Blumenthal. He's got like he said in his article, and I'm going to talk about the article probably tonight if I go live. I want to go live tonight and talk about it. And talk about the trans side, the LGBT side to the shooting. There's a lot more information on that coming out, but there's also a lot of information they're not releasing. The FBI has been playing some kind of weird game, and I feel like they're holding a lot of information in that they haven't released. Now, maybe they're holding this information in because it's pending investigation. Maybe they're holding this information in to keep the country together. That if people knew all the information, it might, really piss some people off. So maybe they're holding on to it for that reason. I don't know. But the whole thing, in my opinion, so far has looked pretty straightforward. But not saying that just because Charlie Kirk had a secret meeting in the Hamptons that Israel's involved in the assassination. There's no connection yet, in my opinion. And I use the word yet because you just never know. But there is some stuff that's starting to come out that don't make sense. Okay? Now, after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, literally after they assassinated him, took him to the hospital, they tore down the Turning Point USA booth, which was officially a crime scene. That is a crime scene now. They tore down the booth. They took all the, because they had, Turning Point had 4K cameras set up for the event. The cameras from Turning Point have not been released yet with the 4K footage. Every piece of footage that you've seen has either been from like a grainy security camera or off of somebody's iPhone. Okay? And that's what, in my opinion, needs to happen. Somebody needs to see this, either more security footage from the campus itself or the 4K video of what happened, like the shooting itself. Because there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, like, oh, he was wearing a vest and it ricocheted off his vest and hit him in the neck. And then there's like, well, there was somebody from the other side that shot him, and what you saw was the exit wound, was not the entry point of the bullet. I haven't seen anything that, in my opinion, says anything different than what I believe, that he was shot. He was shot directly in the neck. But like I said, there's a lot of like conspiracies out there, and I don't know. I haven't seen anything that are worth like saying this is a hill I'm willing to die on, type of thing. And but I do believe the whole tearing down the crime scene, getting rid of all, like, I don't know, dude, that was weird. Like, they're literally taking their cameras down and shit like 20 minutes after it happened. And like, we have not seen any of that footage yet. And I'm not saying the public needs to see it, but I think some trusted independent journalists need to see it and be able to verify to the public that, hey, yeah, it's exactly the way they're saying it happened. And there's got to be some kind of footage of that guy on the rooftop, on the roof. Apparently, I did see a video. Now, I haven't been able to confirm it yet, but I have seen a video where there was a drone. There was a drone flying over the event. Where is the drone footage? So, and just to let you guys know, I am driving, so I'm not going to read your messages, your chats. I will go back and read them later, though, after the video processes and all that stuff. But if I do a live stream tonight, I'll take some of your guys' questions, and we'll try to answer them the best we can. I do want to have, like, at some point this week, like a question and answer type of thing. And possibly even like a panel discussion where I pull some people up on the panel. But it's going to be very selective on who I bring up on the panel. I'm not just bringing up just anybody. Because I think sometimes we get diverted with BS, in my opinion. But this is something that I want people to know, like, I've not taken anything with this Charlie Kirk situation lightly. Like, I've researched this to the point where I'm to the point right now where it's like literally making me sick. Because I've watched the Charlie Kirk video of him getting assassinated probably, I don't know, fucking 120,000 times. And it don't get easier each time I watch it. But there's a lot of people out, especially on X, that are coming out with some really BS conspiracy theories. I mean, they literally come out, I think somebody from Turning Point literally came out and said that Charlie Kirk wasn't wearing a bulletproof vest. And then you have people coming out saying, well, was he or was he not wearing a bulletproof vest? Well, I mean, I don't know. You can't trust everybody, but I think that's a pretty simple question. And from all the pictures and videos I've watched, it doesn't look like he's wearing a vest. I could be wrong, but from what I can see, I didn't see one. And if he's wearing one, it's not a very good one. There have been multiple, like, theories as to, like, different shooters. They've said stuff like his security team gave hand signals, and then somebody they said that they gave hand signals to the sniper. I don't necessarily believe that. I think the hand signals were, the one security guy gave hand signals to other security people. But there's some weird footage out there that I want to discuss tonight. I got to look at it again tonight or today and see if I want to bring it up and talk about it. But there's some stuff, like, with videos from different angles that don't make sense to me. And that's what's crazy. Like, I don't know. The whole thing was was a fucking tragedy, man. And but there are some questions that need to be answered, specifically by the FBI, specifically by the DOJ. And I don't trust anybody that's running our fucking government right now. I'm almost to the point where I don't fucking trust Trump at all. And it's not so much like what Trump's doing that's making me not trust him. It's what Trump's not doing. Because I feel like the response to Charlie Kirk's death has not been good, bro. It's not been good. Like, this was a guy that was your friend for over 10 years, and it's like, I feel like he's already moved on and, like, doesn't give a shit. And I don't know, maybe he's more behind the scenes doing shit, and he doesn't want the media to know that it's fucked him up. But it just, in my opinion, to the public, it looks. So, most people know I've been a Trump supporter for fucking 11 years. And, yeah, probably about the same length of time Charlie Kirk has. I don't know, man. It just seems like there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit going on. I don't understand why people run on a busy country road. Like, why would you do that? People are dumb, bro. People are dumb. You're gonna, like, if you're running on a busy country road, you're gonna wind up getting hit. Anyway. But the thing is like, with as far as like what's happened so far, what they've released so far, I understand the FBI has to go through like an investigation. They can't just release everything right away. But I think over the next week or two is going to be very pivotal for this country. Like what information is released to the public, what information is hidden from the public. Because I think if you're going to run, and I can't even really say that, but if you're going to come in as the FBI director, let's take Kash Patel, which I had high hopes for Kash Patel, but it's not looked good so far. But if you're going to come in and you're going to say, well, this is going to be the most transparent FBI, and he was just on Fox News talking about it yesterday, about how they've been very transparent and that they're going to show the American people everything and this and that. And it's like, I just don't believe it. But as far as like the trans shit and the LGBT shit, now I do believe the general story right now. The general story was that this dude grew up in a conservative home with conservative parents, grew up in Utah, started getting into some weird shit online. Sounds like he was a homosexual. Started meeting up with people online. There's two different transgenders that he was involved with, and it's almost like from what's been confirmed so far, it's like a transgender furry group. And there's Discord messages to prove it, there's Steam messages to prove it. And everybody's like, well, nothing can say that he's really gay or trans or anything. No, there's chat logs that prove it, okay? People have found his boyfriend, Lance Twig, that's the dude's name, which is super gay. But they found his old Twitter account, all his old posts, and so they put that out. And they have like Discord messages, some Steam messages, which Steam is like a gaming app. So I think overall more will be revealed over the next couple weeks. But I think somebody needs to see the footage from Turning Point USA. Like somebody has to put in a request, a FOIA request, which is the Freedom of Information Act. They need to put in a FOIA request, demand that footage, and somebody needs to review it. Even if they don't release it to the American public, some independent journalists need to review those tapes. So, yeah. But that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be fucking critical of the FBI. I don't want to be critical of fucking Trump and all that stuff. I was hoping that this would be handled a little bit better, but I felt like Kash Patel during his interview with Fox yesterday was more defensive than anything. Like it was almost like he was like, we're releasing all the information we have. It's like, I don't think you are, buddy. I really don't think you are. I think you're lying about some stuff. So, and there's some people that have come out with some wild conspiracies about the video where they're carrying Charlie Kirk to the car, which has been crazy, Oh shit, there's cops at this gas station. Okay, I was gonna go to the gas station. Well, might have to come back to the gas station. But, sorry, I'm distracted with that cop at the gas station. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like there's some stuff going on that we're not hearing. And how involved was Israel in it, I don't know. I'll say this, there was a lot of pressure on Charlie Kirk to keep pushing the Israel the pro-Israel message, okay? Because what was Charlie Kirk known for? Charlie Kirk was known for going to college campuses and speaking to young people and winning young people over to the conservative movement. Well, the conservative movement is a very pro-Israel message. And Israel feels like they're losing the pro-Israel message with the youth. So if they're losing that messaging, and Charlie's having some doubts about whether or not he wants to support Israel, then there is a motive there. I will say that there is a motive. But nothing's been uncovered. Like, they got to be able to tie it back to Israel. And if they tie it back to Israel, will you ever hear about it? Most likely, no. You'll hear it from some independent journalists, but you won't hear it from our government. Our government, what a lot of people don't realize is our government is so cucked to Israel, it's insane. It's literally insane. So I'm pulling up now. I might have to go. I have to run to the gas station at some point. I have zero energy drinks. That's not good. I got one fucking day. All right, let me read some messages here for a minute. I have not been able to look at my chat the whole time. White on white crime. Don't worry, there's a lot of black on black crime out there. Don't worry about that. Just go to Chicago. Yeah, I agree, DM. Not a lot of conspiracy theories have held up. They all look good, and everybody wants to rush to them and share them, and some of them got like 50 million shares on X and shit, and it's like, dude, I don't think you guys understand, like, from multiple different angles, I don't believe anybody in his security team was involved, because I just don't think so. Now, there is a possibility. I did see a video last night that there is a possibility that maybe, and this is a long shot, that somebody else was in the building, like, behind him, and that the actual entry wound was through his head and came out his neck. Now, I think that is very unlikely from what I've saw. I think from what I've saw, it's a direct hit. It come right at him, bam, right in his neck, bled out. I think he bled out before they even got him to the car. I think he was dead before they even got him in the car. So, I don't know. I think some people are just looking for more than what is actually there. But like I said, there's tons more security footage that needs to be released. And the only thing we've seen is iPhone, um, which has been enough. It's been a lot. Uh, like iPhone videos and like some grainy security footage. Demons don't have a race. Yeah. Everybody wants to make it black, white, black, white. There's plenty of black on black violence, black on white violence to go around. So prove me wrong on that one. uh, Maybe the transgender girlfriend is the actual shooter and he's taking the charge for his transgender. I've thought about that too, DM. Like that, I believe that those people are more involved than what they're saying. I think there was multiple people helping him. Multiple people helping him. And there was multiple people that knew about it too. And if those people don't get prosecuted and charged for something, conspiracy to commit murder, whatever it is, then yeah. They got to charge them with something, in my opinion, if they knew about it. So, it's funny though, because like everybody's opinion is like, there's one guy on X, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'd have to look at X, but he's been popping up on my feed like constantly, okay? And he's got all these wild conspiracy theories. And every single one of them are getting like disproven. Okay, but he just keeps coming out with them. And it's like, and he can't pick a lane on which one he wants to believe. And it's like, dude, pick a fucking lane. Which one are you believing? Like, did he have a vest on? Did he not have a vest on? Was he shot from behind? Was he shot straight on? Was there a different shooter in the building? Was there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'd rather just sit back, wait, and see what we get. Then that's why I haven't been like so quick to like rush out with all this information. Is because I also wanted to see the involvement of the trans shooter or the trans girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Yeah, a 30-06 bullet drops 3.5 inches to 6 inches at 200 yards. Yeah. So what do you think, Twisted Tennessee, what do you think he was aiming for? If the theory, or if the story is true, when he shot that gun at 200 yards, what was he aiming for? I think he was aiming for his chest, and either like he got nervous and he jerked a little bit and it shot him in the neck. Yeah, I think he was, yeah, me too, DM. I think he was aiming for the chest. Yeah. I thought at first he might have been aiming for the head and missed, but I think he was aiming for the chest and got nervous and jerked. Yeah, I think that's what it is, Twisted Tennessee. He's just a regular dude that got off a lucky shot. Yep, I agree. I think that's what happened. I haven't seen anything that's really proven otherwise. I've seen a lot of wild conspiracies. I've seen people try to blame it on so and so and blame it on so and so, and everybody's setting him up and this and that, and none of that's really held true. Now, if something come out definitive and concrete, I wouldn't be opposed to looking at it. Like, you know, like I said, I'm always open-minded to look at this stuff from every angle. I know our government's crooked. Yeah, they don't want to take accountability of pushing this crap and telling mentally ill people that they can be someone if they do this shit. Yeah. Well, I got something else that's going to drop here soon, and I got to find out some more information. But that's going to be a story that comes out here in the next day or so. I don't want to say too much about it, but there's a local teacher that teaches in one of the, I think, one of the high schools close to here that came out and said some pretty nasty stuff about Charlie Kirk. So we're going to investigate that. We're going to look at that. We're going to see if this school close to my house promotes this type of shit. We'll find out firsthand. Let's put it this way: they're not gonna fucking like my phone call. I won't be a dick. Yeah, the tent made that. And if you look at the tent, DM, the tent is like tilted kind of like this. So he had to get down in, and where he's sitting at, it goes down at an angle. Yeah, Insanity. I'm sure he shot before, but that was an amateur shot, in my opinion. I think it was still an amateur shot. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just. I think it was an amateur shot, but he got it off. It did the job, and now Charlie Kirk's dead. And it fucking sucks. And the response from the left is sickening, bro. Sickening, bro. I always knew our country was off. You know what I'm saying? Like we have some fucking problems, but it's even fucking worse now. Yeah, even all the ex snipers said it was an amateur shot. Yeah, it was an amateur shot. I thought maybe at first, with the day it happened, that like maybe it was a professional hit or something. But the more I watched and the sniper videos that I have watched, it was an amateur shot. Yeah, I wasn't a huge Charlie Kirk fan. I'll tell you, Stephanie, I really wasn't. I mean, I followed him. I thought some of his debates were really good, but some of his stances, I didn't. I thought they were more like milk toast. I felt like he needed to be more extreme in some areas. But some of his believings were pretty fucking base, to be totally honest with you. Um, so I had mixed emotions about Charlie Kirk when he was alive as like a leader, but man, you can't deny the dude was influential. He had a huge following. He had a good message. He was a Christian, and I think it just furthers, in my opinion, the LGBT. Um, it just furthers that idea that that group has literally put a hit out on white Christian males, just white Christians in general, with them shooting up schools and now shooting Charlie Kirk. It almost feels like they're targeting white Christians. But anyway, I gotta jump off here. I gotta go to work. Um, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, stopping by. I should be live tonight. I'm gonna try to go live tonight. I might wait till tomorrow to talk politics. I know my daughter really wants to do like a war tour live stream where we listen to music from Adam Calhoun, Hard Target, Simple Man, and Dusty Lee. Because this Sunday is about going to this concert. So I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I'll let you guys know. I'll put it in like the community post. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm going to jump off here. Have a blessed day. And whatever you do, all right? Whatever you do, don't take the black pill, okay? The black pill's for faggots, okay? Don't do that. All right. Remember, be positive today. All right. Speak positivity to people. Love people. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless the United States of America. I'll talk to you soon.